Buckle up, fellow Edward Scissorhandses, for today we are slicing into how to play paper cuts, because we're cool like that. And speaking of cool, before we get going, I'd like to take just a moment to thank the following people for signing up for the Patreon supporter of the Cause Club, specifically Jim Melwert, Josh Billingsley, Felix Pilar, Ren Hoek, we gotta do Happy Happy Joy Joy, and Log, Mark Shepard, Amrith Semi, and Nicholas Mail. Thank you very much for your support. Really helps me keep this channel going. And if you would like to find out what that's all about, the link will be in the description. And don't whiz on the electric fence. First things first, we got to tune our bad selves 1/2 step down. So E becomes D sharp or E flat. A becomes A flat or G sharp. D becomes D flat or C sharp. G turns into G flat or F sharp. B becomes B flat or A sharp, depending on what your tuner says. And E, just like the other E, becomes E flat or D sharp. Congratulations, you are now tuned down 1/2 step. Alright, check out this disgusting chord. It's going to be the E string first, I mean that in a good way, E string first fret and A string second fret. Now, if it was 1-3, it would be a power chord. Power chords are made up of a root and a fifth, notes of the scale, but it's a flat fifth. This is, that is the devil's interval. That's its nickname. Anyways, you're going to grab this disgusting chord and you are going to, chunky strum it 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then make some noise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. That goes on for a little while. And then after a little while, what you're going to do is you're going to add, I'm going to use my pinky finger on the G string 3rd fret. Now this is the weirdest thing I've personally ever done on the guitar. But this note isn't going to become part of our chunky strums. It's going to be added in after the 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he plucks, most of the time, G, B, E, G, E. That's all the notes we have time for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Creepy. And I want to share one more detail about this riff that I highly encourage you to disregard entirely. But I feel like this is something that Kurt put a lot of effort into and definitely meant to do. In fact, I watched a live version of this song at Radio Shack a long time ago, and I saw him scramble to do this. And it is a scramble, but you may notice that when you hear the 5 notes, there's a 6th at the end. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they just kind of ring out. But the problem is that 6th note is exactly when you start your chug again. So what I was able to see, I think, is that it's like he's grabbing these strings with some fingers, the high strings, and also getting ready to mute for his chunky strums, and then those two things happen simultaneously. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 5, 6. So you can work on that if you want. I'm never going to do that ever again. Alright, in this next part, and I'm really struggling to apply labels to this song like pre-chorus and chorus, there's just, it seems like a bunch of parts and no one thing is really the main point of the song. All the parts are the main point of the song. But at this part, which you'll recognize, this becomes just that. And it's going to be like an E power chord. So your open E string plus your A string 2nd fret. And it's 8 beats long. You hit your E power chord, and you just tinkle around. 7, 8, and... You really can't do it wrong. Hit your E power chord, and then tinkle around on those, not on the electric fence, on the high strings. This next part I'm calling the climb, and you'll see why. It's power chords on the E string. I'm doing 2 fingers, do 3 if you want. I'm doing 2. That's what my gut tells me he's doing. So 1st fret once, 2nd fret twice, 3rd fret twice, 4th fret twice. So the 1st fret was the only one that got 1. Once you get there, you're going to hit an open E string while you transition to 7, where you strum and slide to 6. then strum away on 6 until it's time to do it again. And always, you can always make a mess in this song, so make all the messes you want. When you're done climbing, you reach a plateau. So I'm calling this part the plateau. It's going to be the strum slide move on the 4th to 3rd fret, and then the 7th to 6th fret alternating. That's that part. And the last part we have to discuss is what I'm calling the post-plateau mess. It's going to be a power chord on the 2nd fret of the E string. You're going to hit it, you know, in chunky style 7 times, and the 8th beat is going to be make a mess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And after 2 of those, you go back to your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 thing. And I just wanted to point out, tone-wise, I didn't use a pedal for this. I just cranked my gain on my amp, which is a Vox AC15, and this is my hottest pickup guitar, so that's what I'm rocking there, in case you were wondering. And those are all the pieces, which means, of course, it's time for me to say go use your earballs and figure out which one goes where when, or if you think a playthrough would help your learning process, you will find that on my Patreon page, link in the description. Of course, I think I've only got one more song on Bleach to do, so that's exciting. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that was fun and helpful, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.